Welcome back to APEA Dog Grooming. Sorry for not uploading more often, but there's just been a lot going on right now, and I haven't had the mindset or the time to make videos for you guys. But nonetheless, today we are going to be doing a schnauzer face. I've already done his body, and now all we have to do is his head. So I'm going to use a number 10 on his ears, always going downwards and outwards, never into the center of the ear, but rather to the edge of the ear, okay, from the center out. And we are going to do a V as I'm showing you, and I'm using a number 10 as well. This is how I do all my schnauzer cuts. I find that if I do a number 7 on the body and a number 10 on the face, it really blends in nicely, and it just gives it that really polished look on his face if we do it with a number 10. I have tried it with a number 7 on the ears, but it just leaves them a little too fluffy, so we are using a number 10 for that. So like I said earlier, always go down towards the tip of the ear and towards the leather of the ear. That is very important when cutting around the ear leather. Please be very careful. Put your hand underneath that ear flap and use your fingers to support and flatten out anything that needs to be flattened so that you can get a nice clip. So we are going in with that same number 10 blade, lifting up his eyebrows, and that way we can get the inner corner of the eyes and just make sure to shape that out so that no eye boogers can accumulate right there, because you guys know I really hate eye boogers. And I'm sorry if you can hear that. That's my cat wanting to get on my lap. So what I do with my left hand is I basically protect any hair that I don't want to be clipped off, and I put it as a barrier so that when I pass the clipper it won't I'm filming, so that I don't accidentally, catch an eyebrow or remove hair that I don't want to remove. So here I'm showing you that you need to draw a line from the outer corner of the eye towards the edge of the where the lips meet, where the lips end. And I usually just use the width of my clipper, and that's far enough, the distance between the eyebrow and the ear. So when cutting this line, like the width of the clipper, I like to flip the ear inside out so that the edges are more exposed, and then I can barely see the edges of the ear, and there's no chance of me nicking them. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm clipping inside the ear since I don't pluck his ears, but I do get everything nice and short as much as I can near the ear canal, and always towards the tip of the ear. Never use your blade going across. So I'm right-handed, so I use my left hand to give support anywhere I need it, and in this case I use my fingertips just to make sure that the area is nice, as flat as possible. That way I can get a more even cut on the top of his ear. And yeah, you see it looks kind of weird there, so I need to flatten that out, get as much hair as I can. So I like to keep my work area sort of clean. There's always going to be hair, as I mentioned in another video. There's always going to be hair here and there, but it's just easier to keep it under control when you have a bucket for garbage near your work area, so everything stays kind of neat, kind of clean. It makes it a lot more easier for the cleanup later. You know, I'm not completely worried about cleaning every single thing right as I'm doing it. I just, you know, swipe the hair as much as I can into the bucket and take away any tools that I'm not using at the moment and put them back in their place so that I can find them when I'm looking for them, because I get really anxious when I'm looking for something and I can't find it. Like if I put it by mistake somewhere else and I'm looking for it, I'm like, oh my god, where is it? And I get that little like stress. I hate that. So if you put everything where it belongs, it'll be there when you look for it. And I'm going in between his eyebrows. You would usually won't leave such a large area in between his eyebrows, but that's the way the owner likes it, and I like it too. It looks kind of funky, but you know, at least the dog can see better. So I like to go over and over some parts that I've done, but just see that need more attention to. I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video that his name is Bruno, and he is a miniature schnauzer, and I think he's 4 years old. He's not a puppy, but he's young. He's not a senior dog. And he comes about every 2 months or so. Alright, so I've shown you where his lips are for a reference of where to clip. See, they're right there. So we're gonna take about maybe a thumb's width back from his lips and use the clipper, and do the same thing on the other side to make sure it's nice and neat under his beard. And I'm actually gonna show you a little trick I do on most schnauzers, unless the owner tells me to not do that, or to you know, keep the beard intact, because there are some owners out there that really are very particular about their schnauzer's beard. So we've created this angle that I've just shown you here by doing that clip from the outer corner of his ear to the near the lips. That way when you look at him from the front, it has a nice angle towards the eyebrows and it looks all connected. And now we're just going to touch up on his left side so that it looks even. Whenever you do a dog's face, it always has to look even. Whatever you do on his right side, you have to do the same thing on the left side. So this is my little trick. I lift up all the hair that is underneath that beard. Make sure you can get a comb through it. And I use my number 10 and shave down under. Make sure to not make it too wide so that you don't, you know, catch any of the beard hair. But when you look at him from the front and on the side, you can't tell that he is shaved underneath. And that just minimizes the mats that can get, you know, all nasty and wet when he drinks water. That way you can still see the beard. It's nice and full, but like I said, it prevents mats. And that's just a little trick I found out while grooming schnauzers, that their beards are where they hold all of the moisture when they drink water, and it really can smell really bad if the owners don't take care of it. And you know, this way the dog's health is not compromised and it still looks like a schnauzer. Alright, so being very careful, I'm going to shave the very edge of his lower lip, and on his upper lip as well. As again, you can't see it when you look at him from the front and on the side, but it's just an extra little step you can take to you know, make the dog more comfortable, because nobody wants to walk around with a wet beard and a smelly beard. Whenever using a sharp object such as clippers or scissors around their muzzle, make sure that you have a firm grip on their muzzle so that they don't try to lick and you won't catch it with your sharp object. It's very important. Alright, so after we've done combing out everything and getting rid of any hair that we have clipped, I'm going to do his eyebrows, and I'm going to do from the opposite corner of his nose to the outer corner of his brow. Now, I like to use my curved shears for this, and you really want to cut his eyebrows in one sweep if you can. It just makes it a lot easier, because the more you go at it with scissors, the more scissor marks it'll leave. You can use a thinning shear, I just prefer not to. And another trick is to stretch out that eye and shave underneath his eyelid. This will just open up his eye, make sure that he can see clearly. Again, this is something you have to talk about with the owner, because like I said, there are some owners out there that really like their schnauzer face to be a certain way, and you know, with minimal clipping. But he is a pet, and the owner has given me permission to you know, just do whatever is fit for his lifestyle, their lifestyle. You know, they don't brush him every day, they don't, you know, wash his beard every day or dry his beard every day. So I like to do what is best for the pet and the owner. And this way he is more comfortable. The owners don't have to be, you know, keeping up with all of the maintenance that it requires. And this way, you know, he still looks like a schnauzer, but he's not having to have the whole maintenance of a schnauzer. Alright, so putting his snout down, you know, nose down, we are going to look for the evenness of his eyebrows lengthwise. It's always something that is pretty hard to do, you know, getting one side to look as even as possible. But yeah, using my curved shears again, just going to make a snip. You can use thinning shears if you are hesitant of making them even, but we're pretty much done. We really want to get this dog home. So again, with the clipping underneath the eyebrow. He's quite fidgety right now because we're almost done. He's been here for a while, and you know, I like to do the face last. That way I can have, you know, more time, or you know, just concentrate solely on the face and not worry about everything else, because I've done everything else. and that way I can get him to look proportionate, you know. Alright, so now I'm taking my curved shears and I'm just going to define that angle we created earlier with the clipper, just so that everything looks balanced. His face and his beard and his eyebrows need to start and finish, you know, with each other. The outer corner of his eyebrows are the ending part of his eyebrows, so that's where the beard needs to start, where his eyebrows end. And now for the final touch, we are going to trim around the ear leather. I think I made a video where I said the same thing. Always put your finger, your pointer finger and your thumb right on the ear leather, and leaving a little bit of hair just so that whatever you trim away is hair, not actual ear leather. So you put your index finger and your thumb and then just spread out with your other hand the hair, snip, and then, you know, move to another section. This way, if the dog moves or, you know, pulls away, whatever is outside of your hand is not ear, is not part of the ear, it's just hair. So if you do happen to make a snip and then they move, all that's going to happen is that it's going to fall out of your hand, the ear leather. And you know, just take your time, there's no rush. A grooming process should be beneficial for the pet. It's never, you know, to work against the health of the pet. It's always for the benefit of a dog, you know. Especially if it's your own pet that you're grooming, it's a wonderful time to bond with him and or her, and you know, just create that that trust between the two of you, that no matter what you're using on them or how you handle them, that they're not going to be hurt. That's very important for a dog to know from its owner, that you will never ever cause any harm. So if you do cause an accident, well, other than take him to the vet, you you should always work on rebuilding that trust. Alright guys, so that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support. Make sure to subscribe and like this video for more content like this one. Happy grooming and stay safe out there. Bye!